To start off, Eilish is drawing the basic structure of the heart. Now Eilish is labeling each different part of the heart, starting with the aorta, which is where oxygenated blood is pumped out to all of the muscles of the body. Next, she is labeling the pulmonary artery, which carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. From there, the oxygenated blood goes through the left atrium into the left ventricle and out through the aorta once again. Now over to the right side of the heart. On the right side of the heart, the superior and inferior vena cava carry in deoxygenated blood that will go through the right atrium and right ventricle to the pulmonary artery where they will be carried out to the lungs and then return through the pulmonary vein as oxygenated blood.
So I could give you all the innocence that you give to me. No, I wouldn't have done all the things that I've done if I knew one day you'd come.
As you can see, there are 4 main valves in the heart. Each of these valves have a specific purpose in the pumping of the blood. As the tricuspid valve closes, the pulmonary valve opens, and as the mitral valve closes, the aortic valve opens, and vice versa. This is what makes the lub-dub sound in your heart. In addition to the structure and function of the heart, there are some key terms that you should know when learning about the heart. The first one is plasma. Plasma is a light yellow liquid that holds red blood cells in blood vessels. So it's the liquid that carries around all of the different stuff that's in our blood. Second is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein that has the ability to carry oxygen. So hemoglobin is the thing that carries the oxygen from our lungs into and throughout our body to our muscles. Next is fibrin. Fibrin threads trap platelets as well as red and white blood cells to block any blood when there is a cut in your skin. And finally, platelets. Platelets are the things that clot your blood when you get injured. They are chemicals that are released that stimulate the blood to produce fibrin.
To me, no, I wouldn't have done all the things that I've done if I knew one day you'd come. If I knew one day you'd come. Oh, oh, oh.
Next is the respiratory system, which starts in the nasal cavity and the mouth, where air comes in. From there, the air travels through the pharynx and larynx and past the epiglottis, which opens as air goes in and closes as food goes in. Next, the air travels to the trachea, also known as your voice box, then to the lungs. From the trachea, the air goes into your bronchi, which are larger tubes, then to the bronchioles, which are smaller tubes. Then the bronchioles turn into alveoli, which are attached to capillaries, which are attached to veins. Between the alveoli and the capillaries, there is an exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So the oxygen from the lungs goes into the capillaries and into the veins where blood becomes oxygenated. And the waste from the blood that has already used the oxygen goes into the alveoli and out through the lungs. That's how we get carbon dioxide when we exhale. Another important thing to note is that when you breathe in, your lungs fill up with air and your diaphragm tightens. Your diaphragm is a muscle underneath your lungs that tightens as you breathe in and relaxes as you breathe out.
I wish we were 17, so I could give you all the innocence that you give to me. No, I wouldn't.
The last thing you want to note about the respiratory system is internal and external respiration. External respiration involves air and the blood in your lungs and out your mouth. Internal respiration involves blood, your body, and your cells, and the way that your body carries all of the oxygen from your lungs throughout your body.
Oh, 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 I was a city boy, right into dangers where I'd always run. A boy who had his fun, but I wouldn't have done all the things that I have done if I knew one day you'd come. Now, baby, now, baby, now, baby, now, baby. Oh, 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 I know it breaks your heart.
In this drawing, we see the exchange of oxygen between the capillaries and the alveoli. So that outer bit that Eilish is drawing is a capillary, and the inner bit is an alveoli. As you can see, Eilish is drawing carbon dioxide molecules that will be exchanged with oxygen molecules from the center out to the outside. And here is the final drawing where you can see the exchange between deoxygenated blood and oxygen from the lungs in the alveoli to the capillaries.